Good morning. Welcome back to the Football Terrace. Thank you very much for tuning in. A major injury crisis has hit Liverpool. In fact, say major, they already have a major injury crisis. It has deepened. We are delving into that this morning for you. Also, a major, maybe even a catastrophic fallout amongst the players and Jose Mourinho took place last night. Serge Aurier storming out after the game. Well, not even after the game, after he was removed from the game at halftime between Tottenham and Liverpool. Look, this is a disaster. This is a genuine disaster for Liverpool and a genuine disaster for Tottenham. There is no doubt about that whatsoever. We're here to talk about it with you this morning, but do us a favor, first of all, and hit the like and the share button. Really important to the Football Terrace that you get that done right about now. Morning to all of you. Mustafi to Liverpool. That can't be happening. But it is a terrible time right now for Liverpool. The injury crisis deepens. The word is that Joel Matip has severe ligament damage in his ankle, picked up in last night's game. We know that Fabinho went out injured before the game begun. That leaves Liverpool with not one single senior centre-back. And although they picked up form against Man United and narrowly lost, they slapped Spurs last night. But when it comes to retaining this title, forget catching Man United, forget going in front of Leicester. I think Liverpool have the capabilities of doing that. But can they really catch this Manchester City team? For me, the answer is no, not without adequate cover at the back. FSG have to go out today. They've got 48 hours or so to do it and negotiate and land a centre-back. It has to be done. There is no more pussyfooting about, treading on eggshells. The Liverpool fan base across social media has to react, and they have to react now. There has to be a response. There has to be something needs to be done here. You cannot sit there in silence any longer. For me, you can't be doing this. You need to go out there now and make yourselves heard and get something done about this. It needs to happen right about now. I'm absolutely serious when I say that, because it is a joke that a team with your resource, with your income, champions of England, now have 0 centre-backs at your football club. One signing is all that's needed, and it is doable. I don't care about any of the PR BS they try and spin you. Got something planned big for the summer? No. Get it done now. Right now. Right here. Get it done. It's got to happen. It's as simple and it's as straightforward as that. There's no messing when it comes to it. That's it as far as I'm concerned. I heard that Liverpool want Mustafi. Is this real that Liverpool want Mustafi, or are people just like trolling me here this morning? That can't be true. I could get the Sven Botman link, which is out there. But surely not Mustafi. That would be mad. That's got to be banter this morning. That's got to be banter. You know, FSG are a lot of things, but they're not going to do that, are they? They're not going to do that. Here's a story in relation to what we're talking about today. And it shows you here the Liverpool boss, Jurgen Klopp, has said throughout January he does not expect to sign a defender. But with the transfer window closing on Monday and he's injured, it's actually Monday, so you've got a bit more than 48 hours. Monday, and his injury crisis going from bad to worse, he could yet be forced to rethink. Van Dijk and Gomez, as we know, have got long-term absentees, while makeshift centre-backs Fabinho missed the game last night with a minor muscular injury. The Reds then lost Joel Matip, who partnered Henderson in defence with an ankle injury, which looks like something serious. So Klopp could be forced to act. The problem is Klopp has no power here. This is down to FSG. FSG have to be the ones to say, we're going to do something about this. And Liverpool fans have got to Do you know what you've got to do? You've got to go over the top here. You've got to get off the fence. Take the splinters out your backsides. Get off the fence and go public with this. Go public with it. Liverpool have the resource and the ability to sign a defender. They do. There is absolutely no doubt about that in my mind, that they have the capabilities of signing a defender. 110% they have the capabilities of signing a defender. They are simply choosing not to. They're simply choosing not to. And that's the long and the short of it. Can't be debated. Terry, Klopp could reinvigorate Christensen. He could, but Chelsea are not going to let him go there. I doubt it. But there we go. Remember, Terry, we signed Kulka. Mustafi isn't out of the question. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right, and I'm the one who's overlooking that. Maybe you are right. The other story that we mentioned that we want to speak about this morning, Serge Aurier, as you can see here in this article, stormed. I hate these adverts. They really get on my nerves. You can't read articles properly. Look at the damn things. I can't even get rid of them. Serge Aurier stormed out of Tottenham Stadium after a furious halftime inquest into Liverpool's opener led to him being hooked by Jose Mourinho as it kicked off in the dressing room, in the home-sized dressing room. It says Aurier furiously stormed out of the Tottenham Stadium at halftime. Some players were involved in in an inquest about the defender's errors. Jose decided to substitute Aurier, a decision which infuriated him. And for me, this would represent a problem. If I'm a Spurs fan right now, this represents a problem because you've already got the issues with Dele Alli. You've then got the issues now with Serge Aurier, a man storming out at halftime. You've got a team which you're seeing more and more often. You're seeing more and more often now. Fans turning. I saw a lot of Liverpool Spurs fans, last night on socials apologizing for ever backing Jose Mourinho. They get becoming infuriated again with his style of play. There's now issues in the dressing room. Are there any Tottenham fans out there that are worried, concerned, hold any kind of deep-rooted fears that maybe, just maybe, Jose could be losing this dressing room? Could that be happening? I want your views and I want your opinions on that. I really, really do. It's not beyond out of the question either. We're going to open up the lines for you to come on and have your say in a few moments. We're going to share the link for this show on our Discord server. Sorry about that. My neck is absolutely killing me. We're going to share that on our Discord server right about now, so you guys can come on and have your say. So if you're not a member of our Discord, firstly, what the hell you're doing? Get yourselves across to that right about now. Very, very important indeed. Big shout out as well to our title sponsors, Manscaped. Title sponsors, Manscaped. You can get 20% off of all their male grooming products right now by using promo code TFT. Promo code TFT. All the information for that is inside our description below. That link has now been shared. We're getting close to 2,100 people now in our Discord. So one big thing that would be a big help for us as well at the Football Terrace is everyone who uses our Discord server, get a friend, just one friend each a week to sign up to it. We could double in a few weeks and we could make this community even more fun, even more potent, even more energetic. We really, really could. There's no doubt about that whatsoever. And in terms of what the Discord looks like, in case you've never been over there, let me give you a little tour of that right now. So that's the welcome page that I see. But you've got your different chat rooms. So this one here would be the Liverpool chat. As you can see, all different conversations going on here. So just like the live chat we have here. I know some of you already use it. You've got the Man United chat. See what's going on. What's this? Fabrizio Romano on Grealish. So you've got all different things that go on. Everybody's posting stories and sharing things with each other. There's a memes page where people put a bit of the meme pages in there as well. There's loads of stuff going on, some tactical analysis. It's a really good place to interact with one another. It really, really is indeed. So go check that out right about now and get yourself signed up. We also share the links for you to call in via that every single day as well. We had a super chat just come in from Liam. Liam says, not a chance we can catch this City team without signing at least one centre-back. Klopp deserves to be backed. This is pathetic if we don't sign anyone. And you know what, Liam? Do you know what? I'm proud to see Liverpool fans actually stepping up and saying how they feel and telling the club what's what. Telling their club what is what they need to do. It's absolutely imperative now that Liverpool fans grow a backbone, that Liverpool fans step up and actually say something of note, get themselves out there and demand, absolutely demand that their club acts like the gigantic football club with the heritage, history, and current status that they do. Because right now, when it comes to Liverpool, you're behaving like a tin pot, cardboard cutout football club. We're going to go to some of this morning's callers. First up, Mansour Ahmed's with us again. Mansour, injury crisis is deepened. What needs to happen at Liverpool, mate?
Hi Terry, morning. It's as simple as fact, buy a centre back. Like I said yesterday, I was happy with the performance, and then it turned to anger as soon as I heard the press conference saying Matip is out for ankle ligament damage, and I just vented my frustration at FSG, and thinking how the size of Liverpool Football Club, you can't complain no money because we do have money, are not buying at least one centre back. And we're not saying to go buy a 50, 60 million pound defender. Someone to a short term, we just need a short term defender, someone that lasts at the end of the season. Get him on a loan, get him on a free transfer. It's ridiculous because now we haven't got Matip, we haven't got none of the senior centre backs. Fabinho, it says in the knock, but I don't know how long he's going to be out for. And we're going to come up against the likes of West Ham and Brighton, who are going to take advantage of this from set pieces. When you have Henderson defending, when you have Nat Phillips defending, we can't just go on like this. And like you said, Liverpool fans, we need to step up. We need to start venting our frustration at FSG and say, listen, we need a centre back. We're champions of England, current champions of England. You need to step up as champion mentality as well. Buy a centre back. And that's all I gotta say, Terry. I can't say any more than that, really.
Listen, Mansour, I agree with you. This is, I know a lot of Liverpool fans will go out of their way to defend FSG, and I do understand that to a degree because they've helped to bring you your first title in 30 years. But the way that you're moving, the way you're behaving in this transfer window, in my very, very humble opinion, is just tin pot. It's weak. It's small-minded, and you lose the title. And it may not be. Look, United fans would love to win it, but it isn't going to be to Manchester United in all intents and purposes. It's going to be to Man City, and they're already ahead of you. You have to try and claw that back. And to have no fit set, by the way, like the bad run you went on recently was more to do with not scoring goals and conceding. But when going toe-to-toe with this Man City team, you need a stronger squad as possible. And I agree, it would be an absolute embarrassment of Liverpool not to address this. Mansour, thank you very much for coming on, having your say, mate. Really appreciate it this morning. Next up on the show is Man Like Pav. Pav, welcome back to the channel. What do you want to say, mate?
Yeah, you're talking about centre-back issues for Liverpool, but I don't think they're the only team who probably need to bring in a centre-back. Like Man United, we've got two centre-backs who can't really keep fit, who keep getting little niggles. Like you've got Lindelof, who has a major back issue, and that's been like that since the summer. And Bailly as well, like he's come back, but he keeps picking up these little niggles. And we've let go of players this window and in the summer window, and we haven't really replaced anyone. We've only really got Tuanzebe and Maguire, and Tuanzebe, in my opinion, is not experienced enough to play constantly every week in the Premier League with in a club like ours. And Maguire, like I can't believe how lucky we've been that this guy has never really picked up an injury. I think I've not seen a player play as many games as Maguire has since the back of last season. And obviously, we know Phil Jones. There's no point even talking about that guy. But we should, as a club, be telling our club to be looking for a centre back, because there's still like many games. We've got the Europa League coming, and I can't see us like going through all these games without picking up more injuries. But honestly, like with Liverpool, yeah, you need to go get a centre back, because I don't know what's going on, but people are falling down in your club, left, right, and centre. And it's kind of a shambles that your board and your owners still haven't brought anyone in, and there's a couple of days left. So don't even expect to bring someone in of top quality. You're just going to have to bring some average guy in just to like bolster that defence up, because now all you've got is Henderson. Who are you going to play with Henderson at the back? They had some Phillips guy playing there yesterday who come on, but at the end of the day, someone like him's just going to get exploited as well, just like Rashford exploited that youngster on the weekend. So I don't know what's going on with your club. Like, I don't know if you just turn into like poor FC, but you need to find out where all your money's gone, because someone's just like rinsing your club out, or they've just got you lot holding all your cash somewhere. It's just, I don't know. It's a really weird one. A top club like Liverpool, no defenders, and your money's like there's no whereabouts to know where your money is. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with them.
Pav, I agree with you in the sense of the way Liverpool are moving is weird. It really is. On Man United, I totally get that. Tuanzebe, too many mistakes, too many average performances when he's come in recently. Bay is excellent, but injury prone. So a centre back is becoming more and more a priority as we move in towards the summer. Yeah, the Lindelof situation as well. It is key, and I think that if we'd have had a centre backs on form, and I didn't think Maguire had a bad game against Sheffield United. Really, it was mistakes more from Tuanzebe. If Tuanzebe had a good game, we wouldn't have lost the other night. In my opinion, we may not have won, but we definitely wouldn't have lost. If Tuanzebe was on form, we would have beaten Leicester. Those extra sort of 3 points, so 2 extra points from Leicester and an extra point. Let's say we just draw against Sheffield United, which I think we would have won if we hadn't have gone down a goal in those last 20 minutes. We could have broke them down. They would have had less to hang on for, as an example. We could have an extra 3 to 4 points right now, and that puts us in a very, very strong position. So, a lot of people are talking about, Martial's goals have let us down this year. Not overly. We've still won a lot more games than before. A lot of people have sort of spoke about it's been individual mistakes at the back, really, that have cost us in a lot of games. Even the Liverpool game, even the Spurs game, where we got slapped. A lot of that was defensive mistakes. So I do think it's an area that needs to be addressed in the summer. There's no doubt about it whatsoever. Pav, thank you for coming on, having your say, mate. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much, buddy. Next up on the show, Stacey's on the show. Welcome to the Football Terrace. What do you want to say?
Hey, good morning, Terry.
How are you?
Oh, good. Actually, kind of early in the morning here in Georgia, but you know how it is. But I the situation at our club, Manchester United, this should have been fixed during the summer, man, and they should have brought somebody in. It's not like we didn't know that Eric Bailly wasn't injury prone. We knew this. Lindelof was always kind of iffy to begin with. And Tuanzebe, I know we were counting on him because he had a great spell down there in the championship with was it Villa that he went to that he went on loan to?
Yeah.
He had a great spell. That was good and everything. And we thought maybe he would do be able to just defend for us, at least be half decent. But he's still a young kid and he's still learning his craft. And I think we should just send him back out to loan or something, because I mean, I've never seen a defender just like barely put his foot in it. And how many goals he's let in by deflecting? It's like 2 huge matches that he's done that with. I'm not trying to drop everything on his doorstep, but we should have taken care of this during the summer. Our owners are crap. We all know this. And if you're here in the States here, everybody can look and see what's going on with Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're using the money that they make out of Manchester United, and they're flowing it into the Tampa Bay Bucks. I mean, I don't even know how you can say as much as you can put your it. Listen, I have been getting on the Glazer since day one. I haven't sent. I haven't spent more than. I haven't spent a penny on Manchester United gear in almost 9 years since they bought the club because I knew the kind of owners they are. They have they have milked this club for
Yeah.
every cent that they could get out of us, and they pour it somewhere else. Is either in the Buccaneers or in their personal financial pockets or in their businesses that they have here in the States.
No, listen, bro. I completely and utterly hear you, and I think this is the difference. If Man City would look to make strides and grow their squad at this point, Chelsea would do the same thing, and Man United of old would do it as well. There has to be, and maybe not always in January. We need to address this in the summer. There's no doubt about it. Stacey, thank you very much for coming on, having your say this morning. Really appreciate that. Next up's Tommy. Tommy, welcome back to the Football Terrace. What do you want to say, buddy?
How you been, mate? Long time no see. We're above Spurs. What can I say?
I mean, listen, West Ham are having such a good season. I mean, it's unbelievable to a certain degree when you think about it. Do you expect to stay there?
I think we're going to win league, mate. Honestly, no, I'm joking. No, I don't know. Terry, can I talk about Man United quick?
Yeah, of course you can.
With Man United, do you think there's been from looking in? I don't. Let me just finish it. Basically, I don't think there's been any progress because Ollie, in the 2 years he's been there, he's had 3 runs where the balloon has burst, and then they've lost against a small team. Like you're with Ollie, he always goes on runs, doesn't he? He goes on a winning run, then a losing run. However, saying that, your board hasn't actually backed him. Like your board is the massive problem in your club. I think I just don't get it. I don't think we have any progress with the Glazers in charge. Honestly, like I feel sorry for Solskjaer as well.
Yeah, look, I think there certainly has been progress in the last 12 months in terms of the win percentage increasing, more goals being scored. We've grown our position in the league. We're about 44% better off in terms of points yield at this stage of the season. I think we didn't get to 40 points last year until about, 27 games into the season, something like that. Yeah. So there has been progression, but I do hear what you're saying. I've said all along that I remain reserved in terms of the exact level that we're going to get to at Man United under the Glazers, because there's always going to be a stopper. In the same way with Liverpool, they become champions. They become champions of Europe and champions of England.
Yeah, that's different. That's even worse. That's even worse. Like, the point I'm making, even though we're doing well.
But the point I'm making, Tommy, the point I'm making is that they got to that level, which is where you want to get back to. But even their owners are at a point where they're saying, "Yeah, but we're not back. It's almost like we're not backing it anymore." Man United are a level or two down from that, where we haven't even got ourselves to that level, and you never quite know when they're going to pull the rug from underneath the feet of a manager. When they're going to say, "Actually," because who knows? They could come to this summer and go, "You know what, Ollie? We've spent 200 odd million since you've been here. You've come third. That's 2 years running in the Champions League. We're not going to do any more big investments because it's 2 years running that we're going to have. If we make the top 4 this year, it's the first time since Fergie left that we've done back-to-back seasons of getting in the Champions League. Financially, to the that for them is the ultimate. They don't care about winning the league, and I think that's still the biggest blocker we have as an overall football club. When your owners and your board do not have the main priorities being that you win league titles every year, or you at least you do everything in your power to win that league title every year, you're always going to struggle and have major problems in those areas. Tommy, great call, mate. Thank you for coming on the show. I shared the link again in the Discord server, people, so go and sign up. Next up, we've got Gary on the show. Gary, welcome to the Football Terrace. What do you want to say?
Hi, Terry. How are you?
I'm good, mate. Your microphone's really quiet. Oh, he's gone. He might come back in a minute. Next up, we're going to have Scribes on the show, another Arsenal fan. Welcome back to the Football Terrace. What do you want to say, buddy? Scribes isn't talking either. Okay, so we'll go to Max. Max here is a Liverpool fan. Welcome back to the Football Terrace. What do you want to say, Max?
Hi, Terry.
How you doing, mate?
Either. When you,
So we'll can you do me a favor? Wow, free on the bounce with problems, Max. Can you close the window down that you're watching this show on, please?
Yeah, sorry.
There we go. Great. What do you want to say? What do you want to say, mate? You now muted yourself.
All right, there we are. I just wanted to talk about, like, when you look at United's next run of games, I think they have the potential to still be up there with City. I look at the situation with Liverpool. It is one good win, but it's Spurs, and I know you can't look past Spurs, but we have a good record against Spurs. And I think United, City, and Liverpool are the three, but I think City's probably going to push ahead from here on out. And I think with United's board and their lack of ambition it's shown in the past, I think they'll probably drop away, and I think City will pull away from here. I don't know who agrees with me on that, but that's personally what I think will happen, unless Liverpool sign a centre back.
The question I would ask, I was about to say, why though? Why do you? I am interested in what people think, but I'm more interested in the rationale. So why do you think City are going to pull away from Liverpool now?
Because of recent results, they slap teams. They don't just beat them; they slap them, and we're showing what I'm seeing from Liverpool and United is inconsistencies throughout the season. And even though at the start of the season, City was struggling, they're now gaining momentum, and they're not just beating teams 1-0, 2-0, 1-2. They're beating them 4-5-0. And I think that's for a long period now. That's not just like a 6, 4, 5 game thing now. It's much longer than that for them. And for Liverpool and United, it hasn't been like that.
Listen, I don't overtly disagree with you. Liverpool need to sign a centre back, because if your forwards if your forwards play like for the rest of the season like they did yesterday, you can beat a lot of teams. Where it comes down to sort of that photo finish between the two of you, it may come down to your defense, and that's going to be the major issue. If FSG, and I'll say this with my chest, if FSG decide not to sign anybody this window, if Liverpool fans are not rioting, I'm not talking about smashing the physically rioting. If Liverpool fans are not out in force on social media condemning it, then you deserve to never win a title again for another 30 years. It will be an abomination and an absolute embarrassment. Max, thank you very much for phoning the show and having your say, mate. Really appreciate it. Let's do some of your comments that are coming through here. I want to know what you think and feel. No one's called up about Serge Aurier. Remember, we're talking about that this morning. We've got another 10 minutes or so of this show to go. So if you want to phone up and have your say, the link is on the Discord server general page to phone up. But Serge Aurier stormed out. Serge Aurier stormed out at halftime and left his teammates behind. He's not taken the criticism well. His manager has dragged him off and he's walked away. Is this a sign, along with the Dele Alli shenanigans going on, missing out on Jesse Lingard? Is this Jose Mourinho starting to lose his dressing room? Is this the start of the beginning? Is it the beginning of the end? Is this thing starting to crack? The fan base seems to be turning massively. Every single maybe 8 weeks ago, we had people phoning up the Terrace saying, oh, actually, I like what he's doing. We're progressing. We're in a title race. We're doing the right thing. You fast forward 8 weeks and there are people who are apologizing for having that opinion and condemning. I think it's a precarious situation that Liverpool, that Spurs find themselves in right now. It's unbelievable that it's falling apart like this, and there's players storming off at half time. Manage the dressing room better, Jose. Manage the situation better. Equally, I did tell you all about Serge Aurier. When we did the combined teams for a big Spurs game a few weeks back, I told everybody he was average. I got shot down. Everybody told me that he was brilliant, that he was great, that he was having a great season. Nah. Some bruv, you can put lipstick on a pig, still a pig, bruv. Do you know what I mean? A player can have a good couple of weeks of form but it's still not very good. It's as simple and as straightforward as that. Do me a favor and smash that like button, people. Let's get this video past 1,000 likes, please. It's important that you do that. There's no doubt about it whatsoever. And Liverpool fans, like I say, if you don't stand up and make yourselves heard now to FSG, tweet, Facebook, emails, everything you can into your football club over the next 48 hours, sign a centre-back. If you don't, it's a clear message that their priority is not retaining your Premier League title, that they do not want to keep you at the top of the mountain, that they're happy for you to drop back into second, into third, into fourth. If I was a Liverpool fan today, I would be absolutely furious. Absolutely furious at my club treating me in this way. The dedicated support that Liverpool fans have put in over the years, through all the terrible times, the bad, even if you just look at the FSG era, all the terrible times, losing in finals, not making it into Champions League, signing awful players, selling some of your best individuals. They went through all of that. They stuck through the early years of Klopp. And I'd say 95% of Liverpool fans were so dedicated, so loyal to you. You win them a title, and it's like, wow, what a match made in heaven. FSG have come good. Jurgen Klopp has delivered. And there you see the Liverpool fans basking in the glory. They are vindicated for backing you. And then we fast forward 12 months, and it's like you don't care. So, we're delivered now. Maybe FSG are going to move on to supporting a different brand under their umbrella, and Liverpool now can just tread water. Second place here, a fourth place there, a title run here. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. There's no doubt about that whatsoever. But I want to hear from you this morning. I want to know what you're thinking, feeling about all of this. Make sure, as I say, you're smashing that like button, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very important that you do that. Bit of an update as well. Tonight, 9 p.m., we're doing a combined 11s live, Manchester United and Arsenal. So make sure you're tuning into that at 9 p.m. We're also live again at 5 o'clock, as we always are. The drive time show will be on. Not too sure of the subject matter yet, but we'll pick that up as and when it's required. But keep it in likes and share buttons, as you always do. James here, one of our members, with a comment. I can't put it up on the screen because it's not come through on. I think StreamYard's had one of its little freezing moments where it stopped coming through. And that's a shame. But James here says, stop trying to divide our fan base. We will get a centre-back, probably Botman. James, I'm not trying to divide your fan base. I'm standing shoulder to shoulder with Liverpool fans. Do you know why I always do this? Because as much as it's good fun to banter a rival and say, you're not got no one, you're not going to win the league, it's all going to fall apart, in these moments, the way my brain works is I'm going to stand up for Liverpool because this could be my football club. I think so many clubs in the English game now are owned by average to terrible owners in terms of how they run the football clubs, the lack of investment, the taking money out, using the clubs as sort of almost as proxies in many ways to prop up other business interests elsewhere. The forefront of their mind isn't winning titles, or they go for a 2 or 3 year period where they enjoy using you like a toy, and then for 3 or 4 years you're sort of pushed to the side. And I've seen my football club treated like that, so I stand up for all football teams that I think, and all fan bases that I think are being mistreated by their club. Always done it, always will, and I'll be very, very, very unapologetic when it comes to that. Monsieur Ahmed here says, isn't Aurier one of the players Jose wanted to get rid of? Originally, when he first came in, I heard that he was, but the Sergio Aurier thing is it's just ridiculous. He's a bang average player. They've got to move him on. We're going to do some more calls here. First up, we're going to get Mo on the line. Mo, welcome to the Football Terrace. Good morning to you. What do you want to say, buddy?
Good morning, Terry. How are you? You're right.
I'm very well. Not a Liverpool supporter, sorry, United supporter. Sorry, I apologize.
Of course, Ollie. First and foremost, I just want to touch a little bit on Man United and then I'll go on to Spurs. I think United, I watched it on Wednesday. I think we're probably about two players away from winning the league title, or challenging. I think if we can get like a Sancho in, and Upper Meccano, I think you're in business. You're talking. Where I think we will be challenging for a league title. As for Spurs, Terry, yeah, the football's boring, but that's what you get with Mourinho, and it's not working there. It doesn't seem to be working there. I mean, we've had 2 years of this, Terry. I remember calling the Fan Park Live as well and having the same conversation. The football's boring and it doesn't look good on the eyes.
Jose is what Jose does, and I think they were purring a number of weeks ago.
Yeah, they were,
and it looked good. The problem that they have is it's little things like and maybe Spurs have made this mistake. Vinicius, yes, he's on loan with an option to buy for 40 million quid.
Mm-hmm.
Jose barely plays him, so that either means the scouting was bad, or Jose didn't really want him in the first place. And if Daniel Levy has purchased players for Jose Mourinho that he doesn't really want, this is all on Daniel Levy. If Daniel Levy is refusing to sell Dele Alli and that's causing problems and Jose is becoming angry, that is all on Daniel Levy. I've said this forever about Jose. When he's happy, he's legitimately the best. He can be the best manager in the world. Not the best style of football, but the best manager in the world.
Yeah.
As soon as he becomes disgruntled, what we're seeing right now at Tottenham happens. And I get the point of, we can't get rid of Ali because of the homegrown quota. You can sign. You could have. Jose wanted Jesse Lingard, but they haven't got the deal done. They haven't got the deal for Dele Alli leaving in the other direction. And that's why I'm asking the question: is this the first signs already of the rug being pulled from under Jose's feet? Maybe Daniel Levy realizing the fans aren't happy with the football. Maybe there's too many arguments with players a year in. You've now got players storming out at halftime. You've got Dele Alli that was literally one of the shining lights, one of the crowning jewels under Poch, who's now desperate for a move away. And I do think this about Dele Alli. Like, his record up until the last 18 months as a young attacking midfielder was sensational.
Yeah, he was quality, Terry. He was quality, man.
It's true. And I think the fear that Spurs have, mate, is if he leaves, whether it's PSG or a British rival, if he leaves and is rejuvenated and goes back to that barnstorming, goal-scoring, direct, strong, excellent attacking midfielder, there's going to be some serious embarrassment and then anger from the Tottenham masses.
I think touch on 2 points. I think he has to leave because, football's a short career, Terry. Probably like 10 years. If you're lucky, 10, 15 years, 10 years. So he has to leave. You can't be sitting on the bench for like a year, 7, 8 months, because that impacts your Euros. That impacts your football ability. I mean, you can't be sitting on the bench. A player like him, he's probably thinking, I can go somewhere and do a job. And he's still, if someone can unlock that potential again, he's still a great player on his day. Also, one other thing, what's the deal with Gareth Bale? I don't understand the Bale deal. Like, what, he doesn't play him, or what's the deal there?
Again, it's you'll never know until the end, but it just looks like a terrible piece of club business from everybody.
I'm so happy that United never went for him, Terry, man.
You know what? Like, I spoke about it in the summer, and I think I got called out yesterday. Someone said, "Oh, Terry, you wanted him," and I was like, "Listen, right." I said, "Listen, this is the madness thing." Go back to what I actually said. I was talking about if it was on a short-term loan deal, because we missed out on a Jadon Sancho.
Yeah.
And we were paying, and I think one of the deals that was banded about is we would be paying something like 50% of his salary, but there was no obligation to buy. I was like, it's worth a punt. It's worth a punt. So it's worth a punt from Tottenham to a degree. The problem, but it hasn't worked out because the man can't run, he can't move, and obviously he plays a physical, fast-paced sport. He's done out here. His body looks physically destroyed. The problem is that the other attacking player to help bolster the Spurs in Vinicius is also not getting game time.
No.
So it's just the one thing Spurs have consistently got wrong, and this may not be a Jose problem, is there's been no backup to Harry Kane since day dot. Llorente was past his best. They had I can't remember. Is it Jensen or somebody before him?
Yeah.
Just, they can't find an adequate backup, which is mad. And for me, I think that comes down to Harry Kane's one of the best number 9s in the world, no doubt about it.
I think he's the best striker in the world, Terry.
And that's a great theory to have, and I wouldn't even argue about it because he's up there. The problem is with Spurs. Spurs have created something, which is one of the biggest mistakes that you can make as a football club. Is you've basically told a player that he's undroppable.
Yeah, he is.
Harry Kane could be injured for 6 weeks, 7 weeks. The first day he's declared fit, he's straight back in that starting lineup. Nobody can get into the team in front of him. So one, that's going to deter top strikers away from your club. They don't want that. They want to be able to compete and push him out of a place. And that's why what's my biggest issue with Martial FC at Manchester United.
Oh yeah, with Harry Kane.
Oh no, but Martial won't play. So what? If Man United sign the best side attacker in the world, and it means Rashford's on the bench, and that's where he's making his appearances from. As long as Man United improve as an overall team, I couldn't care less.
One last question.
Harry Kane, I'm not saying he isn't brilliant, but there's no one to challenge him. And because there's no one to challenge him, you don't ever sign the right quality of personnel. So when he goes out injured, and he goes out injured with an ankle injury now nearly every single season, you've got no one to come in and cover him. There is nobody to fill that void.
Well, good enough. Who's good? Who can fill that void in world football? Like,
well, yeah, but no one's going to be as good as him because he's one of the best.
But someone should do a job.
Is Danny Ings? Danny Ings is an example. Bring him in and play him in games. Now, if Danny Ings comes in, and what I mean by this is, if Danny Ings, say Harry Kane's out now for 4 weeks, and Ings comes in and plays 7 games and scores 6 goals, you keep Ings in when Harry Kane returns because he's earned that place, and you slowly bring Harry Kane back in. 1, you don't burn Harry Kane out as quickly. 2, you create competition for places, which should in itself make you a better team. This is the one thing that Spurs have got wrong. Over the years, their 2 or 3 best players have had a free run at it. There's been no competitiveness within the changing room. And with Liverpool's attack, it's a shame Jota got injured this year. Jota's a prime example. He came in and went, I'm going to oust you, man, from your play. I am taking over. I am coming to Liverpool to be the man. I'm not coming here to warm the bench, bruv. And that, for me, is where Tottenham have gone wrong massively. Bro, thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks, Terry.
Having your say, Mo. Really appreciate that, mate. Thank you. Charles Williams here says, yes, you are, Terry. I'm trying to divide the Liverpool fan base. Going out and buying a defender doesn't mean we retain our title, but it could mean we plunge into debt. You've got the financial income to manage the debts. Even if you took a loan, a short-term loan, or a loan over the term of the contract of the player you buy, a very low interest loan, you would be able to manage the payments of that easily. And you are very, very right, Charles. By the way, a loan would probably be cheaper for you than actually spending your own cash, because with the amount of money you earn in the kind of corporate field that you're in, with the level of banking that you're at, with the investments where the money and the kind of accounts your money is kept in, it's probably cheaper for you to borrow money. So there'd be a lower interest rate on you borrowing money than the interest rate you're earning on the large cash reserves that a team like Liverpool have, or the large cash reserves that SFG hold globally. I'm sure it's kept in some very nice accounts that give you a wonderful yield. In terms of retaining the title, that isn't what we're talking about. That isn't what Liverpool fans that are angry are talking about. It's doing everything in your power to retain the title. Not buying a centre-back is cowardice. You're defeated. You're walking away without trying. If you go for it and it doesn't work, the fans will say, at least we went for it. At least they backed us. At least they gave Liverpool every opportunity. Right now, that isn't happening. Everyone who's tuned in this morning, a massive thank you to each and every single one of you. Do me a big, big favor and smash that like button right about now. Really important that you get that done. Thank you for the super chat here. Any owner would back Klopp on what he has achieved, and you're absolutely right. Peter here, long-time viewer of the football. Terry says, no excuses not to sign a centre-back now, Terry. We needed to, arguably, before the Matip injury. Everything still to play for. Would feel like the writing off the season if we don't. And I agree with you, Peter. I absolutely, wholeheartedly agree with you. I really, really do. Until next time, everybody, take care of yourselves. Goodbye. God bless. Back at 5 o'clock. Back at 9 o'clock tonight. Make sure you keep tuned. Subscribe to the Football Terry.